Well, that was the amazing Martin McDonnell and his accompaniment. Mark, do join us as well onto the couch here. How's it going, lads? How are you keeping?
Good. Not too bad.
How was that for you?
Amazing. It was it was nice to play. I suppose somewhere that isn't the house. You know what I mean? It's nice to have a live stream where it's not just in the house and have
That's
to
what
actually.
he said.
Yeah, I have to actually get dressed and make an effort, which is always good.
Yeah, well, you've definitely made a great effort, and you sound fantastic. It's great to just hear you in the live in the room. You know, live in the room. It's just such a different element, isn't it, than through the live stream. But I guess you guys at home as well are hearing it really crisp and nicely mixed, of course, as well. So they get a really nice crisp experience. How's everything been for you lately? How's the music going? And tell us a little bit about kind of what you've been up to.
Busy.
Yeah,
surprisingly.
brilliant.
Well, lately, I feel like with music, I'm sure you can relate, it's either a feast or a famine.
Absolutely.
Either it's months of nothing and then everything just has to happen in 1 week.
Yeah.
But sure, that's just how it is. I've been good. I released Day by Day.
Congratulations, great release.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It was in aid of the Irish Cancer Society. Shameless plug, can get on my Instagram.
Absolutely.
But releasing that I think it was nice to have a project that kind of kept me busy for the year.
Yeah.
Releasing a vinyl CD was something I hadn't done yet, so it was nice to kind of tick that off the list.
Brilliant.
But it's great having stuff like this to prepare for. You know, you can practice as much as you want, but once you have a goal to practice for,
Yeah.
it just makes it a lot easier and a lot more enjoyable.
Absolutely. And how long have you been playing with Mark? Actually, it's the first time myself meeting Mark.
I've, 2.5 years.
Wow,
We it was in the school band. I was in the school band for a while. Obviously, I'm in first year college now, and we do all the masses, all the school gigs. You know,
all the community stuff.
Exactly,
yeah?
all the community. You know, it's an all lads. Yeah.
What kind of pieces would you be doing?
A lot of hallelujahs. Our fathers. The works. Doing that in front of an all lad school from Cabra really toughens you up. So I think that was a great way to start music. Actually, I did that before I'd busked.
Yeah.
I'd play school events and then start busking, and it's just he only lives around the corner. So it's a great way to practice we can practice online with each other, and just it's great to have someone else there. Kind of takes the pressure off.
It's great that the school kind of promotes that, doesn't it? Promotes the music. I think I've seen a video of you performing in school. Was it with Varadkar or something? Was it? There?
That was Varadkar, and Mark's playing for that. We did something
wrong. You were playing at that as well, Mark, were you?
He was 3 hours.
Oh really? That nervous, was it?
It was cool. Yeah, we gave him signed lyrics.
Really,
don't know if he still has it now. We could have thrown it out the car window as soon as he left for all I know. But
I'm
hopefully,
sure he's
I like to think
he
still has it.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's brilliant. So, no, it's great that you are together. And do you have any other musicians as well that you play with, or do you play with a larger band? Is it something that interests you? I asked Fee the same question.
Playing with a band is something that's always interests me. I'm in BIM at the moment. And that's a great way of meeting new people. Obviously, Mark is a great guitarist. He's classically trained, much better guitarist than me. So it's always nice to have Mark as well take the pressure off, and he adds a lot to my songs with arrangements and stuff. But bands are interesting. Hannah Cullen's another musician. She played on the track for Day by Day, and we might have some stuff in the works as well coming out soon. But it's always nice to meet musicians and work together. It kind of opens your eyes to different stuff.
Absolutely, yeah. Fair play to you for being so kind of open to bringing in musicians now and then as well. You busk a lot, obviously. That's kind of where you sort of cut your teeth, as they say, you know. So you busked recently again, wasn't it? Was that the one with Hosier where he threw you a couple of quid? Tell us a little bit about that experience.
So pre-lockdown, I was doing a regular spot in the Temple Bar pub. They were great to me. It was nice to practice, with all these new tourists coming in, playing different kind of stuff. And obviously that went. So I think it was nice to go back to busking, because it's just so raw. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if it's going to rain. You hope it doesn't rain.
It rains most of the time.
It rains most of the time, unfortunately. But I was playing my set as I do, and I was going to play Take Me to Church, and I don't know why, but I was like, I'll play it maybe later. I wasn't feeling it. So 2 songs later, I started Take Me to Church, and this lovely couple stops and starts recording this. I'm like, oh, grand. And then Hosier walks by, throws something in, runs off, and it was kind of like, not only did he stop, but someone recorded it. That was the biggest, that was the first thing. I was like, oh my God. And did someone get that on camera? Because I feel like no one would believe me if it wasn't on camera.
It all just, the stars aligned, everything aligned for you, right? Somebody's recording and Hosier walks by. And they mentioned it on the Late Late Show as well. Isn't that amazing?
That was mad, I remember I was in the sitting room, my siblings came in like, oh my God, come in. And then my phone was blowing up, and that was that was class. That was nice.
Fantastic. Because also as well, you were busking in your neighbourhood as well, and that blew up as well, didn't it? So everything you're doing is basically blowing up.
Oh, it's luck. It is luck. It's the right place, right time kind of thing.
Well, luck must follow you closely then, isn't it? Yeah.
I think you make your own luck as well. You know, you put work into it. But yeah, it was during lockdown. I think the first one that blew up was because obviously my mum was sick. She had breast cancer. She's okay now, thankfully. But that's what Day by Day was about. And because the neighborhood was just so nice. They were so like, I've lived there all my life. We've never moved or anything, so I know them all so well. And I was kind of thinking, you know, what's a nice way for me to give back? So we did a few gigs out the front, which was nice. And that was shared around a bit, which is cool. But it wasn't really for that. But the second time then was I got my leaving cert results, and it was predicted grades, and didn't get the results I wanted, so I couldn't get into my full course in BIM. So I'm doing a part time now, which will get me into the full course hopefully. So I kind of was like, sure, frustrated. So I just got the guitar, went out the front to the neighbours, and just played to them. I was telling them, you know, I was disappointed, but sure, hey, there's other avenues in life you can take. And then obviously, of course, people were like, "Oh, it's the great sob story. We'll put that up everywhere and give everybody predicted grades." For sure, yeah, it was nice.
Yeah, well, it has been a strange year as well for leaving cert and all that kind of stuff, of course, isn't it? So you just have to kind of go with what is, and you do it so well. Like you go with the flow. I can see that, you know what I mean? With
Same here. I mean, the setup is insane. Like it's class.
Yeah, I mean, you have to in this kind of world right now, isn't it? So you have to just go with what is sort of thrown with you, no matter how hard. And you did a charity gig for Cancer Society as well in lieu of your mum's illness. Was that this year, February?
Yeah, that was February. Yeah.
And tell us a little bit about that, because that was an amazing gig as well. That was upstairs in Whelan's.
Upstairs in Whelan's. Yeah, we were playing. We're playing in Whelan's in the smaller part of Whelan's, and I was looking forward to it. It was a headline gig, and it was just gonna be that. It was gonna be a headline gig, and then Mum got sick, and I think it was kind of just that feeling of kind of what can I do to help? Really, nothing, unfortunately. So I thought, you know, we'll do it for the Irish Cancer Society because they're so helpful, and we sold out, the smaller part. And then I got a phone call one day saying, you know, we love what you're doing, and since you sold out, we're going to move you to the big stage, which was amazing. You know, the main room of Whelan's was mad, so we sold it out. And it was the most nervous and scared that I've been in my life.
It's quite big, isn't it, when you get on the stage?
It was more kind of just going out there and like, oh Jesus, a lot of people.
Yeah.
But that was amazing. It was great. It was great to help. They're a great charity.
Mark, you played as well.
I was there too. I wasn't playing at
that
gig. I was in the audience for that one, and I can't say it was a great time.
Thank you.
Wow.
I've paid them off.
Because that's a big. That's like 400, isn't it? Plus, something like that.
Almost
so
5, I think.
I'd love to be in the crowd, like at something like that, your gig, or like just.
Thanks, man.
Oh my God.
I
can imagine.
It's nice, and just with the Irish Cancer Society, I think one great thing about them was just kind of how modern they are. I think like they've worked so well with me with helping promote the gig and help promote the single and everything. They're just kind of, they've really helped me help them, which is always nice, you know, their cooperation.
Fantastic. Tell me, do you have any plans for the New Year's? Anything? In the works?
I do. I have some stuff in the works.
Mark, do you know any secrets you can tell me?
He does. None that he can say. No. Well, I suppose first time announcing it, but I'm working on an EP that I'm hoping to release next year. It'll be my first EP. It's just been singles up till now, but we're kind of growing with every single, so why not?
Yeah.
And so keep your eye to some other cool things coming up. Brilliant. But yeah, keep an eye. Anyway, thanks for having me.
Yeah, listen, my absolute pleasure. And do you have a New Year's resolution or anything like that?
I'm going to let you start on this one.
It's a hard one, isn't it? I think. Maybe I should remove the question.
To be honest with you, I don't know. Just get on with it a bit more. Try to keep things together. I mean, last year was so unpredictable. Yeah. Just try stay the same. Stay happy. Stay healthy, I suppose.
That's all you can do. I suppose. It's ironic as it sounds. Try get out there more. I suppose I'm going to try be less lazy. Dedicate myself a bit more. Try to do more stuff.
That doesn't sound like you. Don't sound like you're lazy.
You'd be surprised. No,
maybe you're just resting because of all the hard work you're doing.
Oh
maybe you just think it's
my parents are gonna be at home and be like, no, that's not true at all. But just try. I suppose see how COVID goes. Hopefully they're saying around summer maybe gigs come back. But just try to get out there more.
It's a hard one to peg, isn't it? Like what's going to happen next year. So I guess that's why it's also a difficult answer. You know, the New Year's resolutions, because it's like, should I even have one? You know, because
what's going to happen?
Because it's what's going to happen. Plus, we've had a hard year. You know what I mean? So it's like, should I resolute myself, or however one says it. Before I let you go, because I've known you since you were 17, I think.
Yeah.
So I've seen you grow as a musician and as a person, and I know you notice the growth when you're younger. Do you know what I mean? Like, as in the difference, because and I'd see it myself, and I see a bit of myself in yourself, and it just kind of works that way. So I've seen you grow so much. Do you have any advice for any sort of starting out musicians? I thought would be a good one to get from you, because we had a lovely conversation at the Transmission Festival about confidence and sort of thing, and you seem like an absolutely amazing, confident, deadly person, and I absolutely love it. So is there any way, any advice you have to people on that regard?
I think I should go on. So I'd say it's criticism in moderation. I find I'm very hard on myself a lot. I think it's good to be critical of yourself, but I think there's a line, and I think with social media is, you know, you kind of have to have social media now to succeed in most jobs, really. And it's easy to look at other people's success and other people, even like, you know, if you're sitting down watching the movie, someone's put up a cover, you're like, oh, I'm not doing anything. I'm just kind of sitting around, and it's easy to let that get to you. And I was guilty of that when I started. I really let that get to me, and it's not healthy. So it's important to have work time and then have leisure time, but just try stay confident and know that everyone's journey is different. Like look at the Hosier thing. You know, I found it difficult with COVID, and that happened, and it's important to know that, especially in this business and in life in general, there's highs and there's lows. And I think if you let those highs get to you, those lows are going to be a lot harder. And then when you have your lows, just think of, you know, there's going to be highs as well, and there's always that balance, and just be grateful for everything, because you know, there are people who aren't as fortunate, and there's going to be times where you won't be as fortunate as other people. And just just know that you're different. You get up and you do your thing. Everyone's different, and your thing is very different to someone else. So don't compare yourself, and just have fun.
Brilliant. Well, I'm pumped after that. Are you? That's why I asked you, Martin. No, absolutely brilliant. And one last question: have you contacted Hosier yet? Maybe that should be his New Year resolution.
Hosier. Oh, jeez, I don't know. I think I've milked enough at this stage. I think he's sick of me.
I'd say he's trying to get in touch with you. So like, who's that Martin? Where's that Martin McDonnell fella? Can't find him anywhere.
But I haven't. No. Well, I've tagged him and stuff, but I feel like he's seen. I remember I saw one of the articles was like, someone from Sony's reached out and confirmed it was Hosier, and I was like, oh, wow. Jesus, he's probably getting phone calls now. He's probably like, I'm never going to go to Graphic shit ever again.
Oh,
he's only trying to get a bit of shopping.
But he seemed delightful on the Late Late Show about it. You know, he seemed very, like, you know, he took that question really well, and he seemed to really appreciate it. But how you sang it, of course, you know.
Yeah, he was a cool guy. Like, I didn't get to speak to him, but just, you know, he didn't have to stop. I think about that a lot. Like, he didn't have to. He was just out doing his shopping, and he, out of the goodness of his heart, stopped. And, you know, I suppose for someone as big as him like that, it made my month. You know what I mean? Like, and the fact that he could do that, and he could have just walked out with him and noticed it was him. But he stopped, and he pulled the mask down, and he gave a little smile. He was like, "Good job," and it was nice. You know, that just something so small like that. Like, even starting out with open mics, it doesn't matter who it is, but seeing someone who's succeeding in what you want to do, giving you that kind of praise, this really does mean a lot.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. Well, lads, it's been an absolute pleasure chatting to you.
Thanks so much for having me on.
Pleasure to see you again. Nice to meet you for the first time, Mark, and it's so good to have you perform here. Guys, the wonderful Martin McDonnell and his guitar accompaniment, Mark. Stay tuned. Upcoming, we have the fantastic Wob. Hopefully this transition will go smoothly. So next up, we got a little bit of a skit, and then we've got Wob straight afterwards. So stay tuned.